Hey there, Cowboys Nation! Buckle up because today's video is loaded with news, rumors, speculation, and some wild theories that could actually make sense if you look close enough. We've got trades being whispered about, some bold suggestions, worth unpacking, and of course we'll get to that one particularly surprising idea toward the end, so stick around for that. There's been a lot of chatter lately, and it feels like something's brewing inside the organization. The front office might just be gearing up for more moves, signaling they're not content to stand still and are instead pushing to stay competitive. Now look, building a roster in the NFL is a year-round grind. It doesn't stop when free agency ends or after the draft is over. This is a constant process. When opportunities present themselves to improve the team, even in small ways, the smart organizations strike. And the Cowboys, over the past few off seasons, have started to show signs that they're willing to be more flexible and aggressive than we're used to seeing. Since 2016, we've seen them move up in the draft more frequently. That's not historically their style, but they're starting to adjust. We've already witnessed a handful of trades involving players, and it's expected that even more adjustments will come once training camp kicks off. The first few weeks of camp will be critical in exposing weaknesses and opening the door for more potential trades. But let's be honest, some of the trade ideas floating around are downright fascinating. There's one name that keeps popping up. A player who's been on the trade radar for a while now. The buzz around him is growing, and while a deal doesn't necessarily have to involve the Cowboys, it seems like he's on his way out of his current team regardless. It's just a matter of who wants him badly enough to pay the price. And can we talk for a second about some of the wild takes people are throwing around? I'm all for discussion, but sometimes it feels like people are commenting on the sport without understanding the basics. It's gotten to the point where I try to stay away from these types of arguments entirely. Still, they creep into the comments, the DMs, even articles. It really makes you question the quality of conversations happening out there in sports media. There's a lot of dishonesty too, with people twisting facts to fit their narrative. I try to ignore it, but when I see the same misleading takes spread across different platforms, it forces me to respond. We've got to reset the conversation. Sometimes. So let's take a step back and do exactly that today. The big update we're watching for is expected to drop before week 1. That gives the front office plenty of time to explore new moves. Will the Cowboys pull off another trade? It's definitely possible. If anything breaks, you already know. He'll be on top of it. And of course, I want to hear what you think. So drop your thoughts in the comments once we're done here. Now, let's shift gears to one of the hottest topics in the NFL right now, Jalen Ramsey. This has been a huge storyline. People are buzzing, and with good reason. There's mounting speculation that the Dolphins might be looking to move on from him. One well-connected source even said that there's more league-wide interest in Ramsey than most people realize. And here's the kicker. June could be the key month for any potential trade. A post-June 1st trade makes a ton of sense for salary cap reasons. And that timeline is lining up perfectly. So why June 1st? It's all about how the salary cap math works out. After that date, teams can designate trades or releases in ways that spread out the cap hit. The Dolphins right now have a decent amount of cap space, but moving Ramsey before June would trigger a serious financial hit. His salary's no joke, but after June 1st, that's when they could actually make a trade and get some breathing room in the books. His current contract is structured with a big cap charge, and dumping that salary before June would create more problems than solutions. But post-June, they could free up some real money and make this deal work. Even looking ahead, the Dolphins have some major financial commitments lined up, and keeping Ramsey on that contract long-term isn't exactly an easy call. There's a ballooning cash flow ahead. By the time 2026 rolls around, Ramsey's set to make over $21 million. That number climbs even higher in the years after. And though the team could technically cut him loose before then, they'd still be dealing with some dead cap consequences. Let's break down the actual impact. For 2025, the cap hit is projected at $5,920,000, manageable for sure. But then it spikes to over $18 million in 2026, with even bigger numbers after that. If they cut him early, a chunk of that salary remains on the books as dead money. That's the leftover portion of his contract that was paid out but not yet counted against the cap. It's mostly tied to a big bonus he gets early in the season, which hits the books gradually. So even though he gets paid, the team gets a bit of a delay before it truly counts against their cap. From a financial perspective, the contract isn't totally unmanageable. If a team really wants Ramsey, the deal can be navigated with some creativity. You're basically looking at a $6 million hit for 1 year. But if you cut ties after that, you're stuck with a $14 million hit the following year. That means you're investing between 18 and 22 million over 2 seasons, depending on how it all plays out. Still, you're left with some unused money on the table, and that's a big part of this conversation. Some teams can eat that cost for a short-term gain, especially if they think they're contenders. But for others, that price might just be too steep. Historically, this front office has shown they're not comfortable shelling out $21 million for one player in a season, let alone $42 million across 2 years. Especially not at a position where they're already paying another top-tier corner. There's a question of how long they're willing to keep investing heavily in that spot. They've got some big contracts coming due, and it seems unlikely they want to add another massive one to the mix. Zooming out, if the team were to go after a star player, they'd probably have to say goodbye to someone already on the roster, or at least prepare to move on from them next year. There are already whispers that one of their current starters won't be back long-term. That opens the door for an aggressive move now, but it also raises the stakes. You can't keep everybody. There's talk that the Cowboys are considering 2 possible trade packages. It sounds like they might involve a mix of current players and a late first-round pick. I don't expect them to go after more than one big-name player, but if they do, it's going to shake things up. And I know what some other outlets have been saying. There's been a suggestion that the team might trade a second-round pick for a certain receiver. That idea has been floating around for a while now, and it's even picked up steam in the media. But let me be clear, I've got some serious doubts about that. I don't think that trade makes much sense. It's not just about what the player has done. It's about what he costs, both in salary and in draft capital. Let's talk numbers. Over the past 2 seasons, one of the wide receivers being discussed had more targets and receptions, but his yardage numbers were pretty close to the other. Guys, that's mostly due to how each one is used on the field. One is more of a possession guy, while the other stretches the field. The second receiver played in 3 more games, which explains his edge in total yards. They both have the same number of drops, but for one of them, that's a bigger concern because he had fewer opportunities overall. Their production isn't drastically different, and it's definitely not worth giving up a premium pick like a second rounder. One of those players had a breakout season back in 2021. But since then, he struggled to stay consistent. He dealt with an injury in 2022 and hasn't really bounced back. Right now, he's not even hitting 700 yards per season, and he's got more drops than touchdowns in his entire career. That's a red flag. His potential might be more exciting than what he's actually putting on tape. And now, going into his 5th year, the question isn't what he could become, it's what he is right now. And right now, he's a tight end with a salary nearing $11 million and a history of inconsistent play. Are you really ready to give up a second-round pick for that? Because I'm not. I just don't see the value there, not with the contract he's on and the lack of production we've seen. If he becomes a free agent next offseason, that's a whole different conversation. But as a trade target in 2025, count me out. So yeah, I get it. Some people like the name. They see the upside. But at some point, you've got to be honest about what a player is bringing to the table right now, not just what you hope they turn into. I know I'm not alone in feeling this way. Let me know in the comments where you stand. Would you pull the trigger on that kind of trade? Or do you agree that it's just not worth it? But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. Amari Cooper arrives at Cowboys headquarters to sign 4-year deal. A highly anticipated move that has sent waves through the NFL community. Star wide receiver Amari Cooper arrived at the Dallas Cowboys headquarters to finalize a new 4-year contract. The signing marks a significant moment for the franchise as they look to bolster their offensive arsenal and strengthen their chances for a deep playoff run in the coming seasons. Cooper, who has established himself as one of the league's premier receivers, brings a dynamic skill set that perfectly complements the Cowboys' high-powered offense. Known for his precise route running, reliable hands, and ability to make plays in crucial moments, Cooper's addition is expected to elevate the team's passing game significantly. His arrival at the team's facility to officially sign the contract was met with excitement by both fans and the organization, signaling a renewed commitment to competing at the highest level. The 4-year deal underscores the Cowboys' confidence in Cooper's talent and potential to be a cornerstone of their offense for years to come. Over his career, Cooper has consistently demonstrated his ability to produce at an elite level, amassing impressive statistics and making highlight reel catches that have often turned the tide in critical games. His experience and leadership will also be invaluable to a Cowboys squad eager to build a championship contending roster. This signing comes at a pivotal time for Dallas, as the team seeks to capitalize on a talented roster led by quarterback Dak Prescott. Cooper's presence offers Prescott a reliable and explosive target, one who can stretch defenses and open up opportunities for other playmakers. The synergy between Prescott and Cooper is expected to be a focal point of the Cowboys' offensive strategy moving forward, promising to deliver thrilling performances for the fans. The Cowboys have made it clear that they are in win-now mode, and securing a player of Cooper's caliber aligns perfectly with their ambitions. With this new contract, Amari Cooper not only cements his place in the team's future, but also sends a message to the rest of the league. Dallas is serious about reclaiming its status as one of the NFL's elite franchises. As the details of the contract become public, speculation about the impact Cooper will have in Dallas is already heating up. Analysts predict that his blend of speed, agility, and football IQ will make him a nightmare for opposing defenses and a key contributor in critical moments throughout the season. In the coming weeks, all eyes will be on Amari Cooper as he integrates into the Cowboys system and begins preparing for what promises to be an exciting chapter in his career. Fans are eagerly anticipating the electrifying plays and memorable moments that Cooper is known to deliver, hopeful that this signing will propel the Cowboys back into championship contention. With the ink on the contract ready to be signed, Amari Cooper's journey with the Dallas Cowboys officially begins. This high-profile acquisition not only strengthens the team's offensive lineup, but also fuels the optimism and excitement surrounding the franchise's future. The road ahead looks promising, and the Cowboys faithful are ready to witness a new era defined by skill, passion, and a relentless pursuit of victory. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.